91% of companies are hitting a wall with AI adoption, and it's not because the tech doesn't work. The problem, according to Mariel Peralta CRHA, isn't AI, it's us. We're treating this like a tech problem when it's fundamentally a people problem. AI can automate tasks, sure, and in November 2025, Jacques Roulet too lost his job as an operations manager because chatbots got good enough. But what about the best employees? The ones you can't replace? The real bottleneck in 2026 isn't execution. It's the critical ability to truly understand complex, nuanced problems. Dominik Tomasevic calls it missing meaning, the implicit knowledge that AI just can't grasp. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why AI can't replace your best people yet. And stick with me, because the last part of this is the piece almost everyone gets wrong, and it's the part that decides whether you win or lose here. In November 2025, Customer Service Operations Manager Jacques Roulet II was laid off because AI chatbots became good enough. That's the reality for many today, but Rex Briggs, Chief AI Officer of Claritas, points out that we're entering what Gartner would call the trough of disillusionment for AI. It's not because the technology isn't powerful. It's because, as Mariel Peralta CRHA notes, 91% of companies identify cultural challenges, not technical ones, as the real bottleneck for AI adoption. The truth is, while AI can analyze data and automate tasks at lightning speed, it can't determine what truly matters. That strategic leap, that critical understanding of implicit knowledge, is still a uniquely human skill. Dominik Tomasevic, after consulting with CTOs and AI platform teams, agrees, calling this missing meaning the real AI bottleneck of 2026. This isn't about AI replacing your best people. It's about those who can't adapt to AI transformation being left behind. So if AI isn't the problem, where are we really in this whole AI hype cycle? It's easy to forget that back in early 2022, many organizations, according to industry analyst David Boyle's Q1 2022 report, dismissed AI as just another overhyped tech fad. They couldn't distinguish a generative model like ChatGPT 3.5 from the countless rule-based chatbot failures of the 2010s. But by the second half of 2023, that sentiment shifted dramatically. Employees, often frustrated by slow corporate adoption, began using personal AI accounts like Claude AI and Google Gemini secretly for their daily tasks, creating what essentially became widespread shadow IT. This forced enterprises, like financial services giant Sterling Capital, to acquire enterprise-grade licenses defensively rather than strategically. This brings us to a crucial point. Rex Briggs, the Chief AI Officer of Claritas, stated in his June 2026 keynote at the AI Leadership Summit that AI is now definitively entering Gartner's trough of disillusionment. Briggs clarifies that the technology is not the bottleneck. He explains that while companies are spending upwards of $5 million annually on faster models and more robust GPU clusters, the real challenge is missing meaning, the pervasive lack of understanding of implicit knowledge, operational nuances, and uncodified processes within organizations. In other words, even advanced LLMs fail because they lack the deep, contextual understanding that only a human operator, steeped in institutional knowledge, can provide. Mariel Peralta CRHA, a leading expert in workforce transformation and author of The Human-AI Synergy, puts it plainly. AI won't replace employees in 2026, but those unwilling or unable to adapt to new human-AI workflows will absolutely be left behind. This is precisely what we're seeing with figures like Jacques Roulet II, a former senior customer service representative at Telco Innovations, who was laid off in November 2025 because AI chatbots, specifically a custom-trained version of GPT-4, became good enough for 70% of his daily interactions. So, if the tech itself isn't the problem, what is everyone getting wrong? What if I told you that a staggering 91% of companies aren't pointing the finger at the AI itself for their adoption struggles? This isn't just a casual observation. It's a striking finding from Mariel Peralta CRHA, a prominent voice in organizational psychology, who emphatically highlights that the true obstacle isn't the technological prowess of AI, but rather our collective human ability to to seamlessly integrate it into existing frameworks. As Peralta succinctly puts it in her recent white paper, we're treating this like a tech problem when it's fundamentally a people problem. It's a critical distinction, a point powerfully echoed by Adam Mindler in his June 2026 article for Harvard Business Review, emphasizing that AI's most significant challenges stem not from its code, but from human factors like resistance to change, lack of leadership buy-in, and inadequate skill development. Consider this. A Fortune 500 company, say Global Tech Solutions, might invest a cool $10 million in a cutting-edge large language model like Cognito AI 5.0. Yet, if their 5,000 employees aren't comprehensively trained on its functionalities, don't trust its outputs, or fundamentally misunderstand how it integrates into their daily project management and client communication workflows, that multi-million-dollar investment effectively falls flat. This people problem isn't merely about basic software training. Dominik Tomasevic, following extensive consultations with over 150 CTOs and CISOs across various industries in February 2026, precisely pinpointed missing meaning as the real AI bottleneck. What does that truly signify? LLMs, as incredibly powerful as they are in processing explicit data, critically struggle with implicit knowledge, the unwritten rules of corporate culture, the unspoken context of decades-old client relationships, the intuitive gut feelings honed by senior executives like Maria Rodriguez, head of sales, over 20 years. These nuances are absolutely critical for effective enterprise operations. An AI can parse every company policy document and sales playbook, but it simply cannot understand why Sarah Chun in marketing always gets CEO David Lee's informal sign-off before pitching a new, high-stakes campaign to a key client, even though the official policy states only VP approval is required. That granular, implicit understanding, that meaning, is precisely where human expertise remains irreplaceable. So, if we're largely misattributing blame, why isn't AI delivering the transformational productivity boost everyone anticipated? What if I told you that a staggering 70% of C-suite executives across sectors like finance and healthcare reported significant productivity improvements from AI adoption, yet only a paltry 19% simultaneously observed any lift in their company's top-line revenue? That, my friends, is the AI productivity paradox in a nutshell, a stark reality highlighted by Michael Anton, CEO of Huper, in a June 2025 analysis published by Ing Chong in Digital Transformation Quarterly. We're seeing this profound disconnect play out not just in survey data, but in real-world deployments. Sofia Velastegui, CEO of generative AI firm Synthetics Labs, who has actively built and scaled AI solutions for Fortune 500 clients, observes that while leaders often anticipate double-digit efficiency gains, sometimes projecting upwards of 25% for specific departments, the lived reality for individual contributors on the ground is often a zigzag experience. It's a few undeniable wins, yes, but often a lot more fumbling and relearning. The Wall Street Journal corroborated this in their extensive June 2026 reporting, finding that 2/3 of non-management staff in white-collar jobs, from marketing associates at Omnicorp to data analysts at InnovateRx, calculate AI saves them less than 2 hours a week or no time at all. So where's the actual bottleneck? Anton persuasively argues that even if advanced AI tools like GPT-5 or AlphaCode triple an individual's output for specific tasks, leadership bandwidth often remains stubbornly static. This makes leadership the new bottleneck, preventing individual task automation from translating into systemic, revenue-generating change across the organization. Floyd Smith of Laridan Content Team, writing in an April 2026 piece for Harvard Business Review, even suggests that looking for a single, immediate AI ROI number too early is fundamentally misleading, because the true, transformative value of AI often compounds over multi-year cycles. This isn't just about faster document generation. It's about fundamentally rethinking entire operational workflows. But if leaders are indeed the bottleneck, what crucial strategic and human skills are they missing that AI can't just fix or replicate? But if AI isn't replacing our jobs en masse, What exactly are the skills it can't fake? In 2026, the Albers School of Business and Economics at Seattle University identified 7 critical business skills AI simply cannot replace, all centered around human ingenuity and strategic leadership. While AI excels at sifting through mountains of data and spotting patterns at lightning speed, for instance, processing millions of market trends in seconds, as the Albers report, the indispensable human notes it cannot determine what truly matters, underscoring a fundamental limitation in its judgment and value assessment. Coursera staff, in their May 2026 analysis, echoed this sentiment, stating unequivocally that no AI program can think, strategize, and inspire the way a human CEO can. They emphasized that AI's true role isn't to take over, but to boost rather than replace a CEO's capabilities, acting as a powerful co-pilot, not the pilot. Take workforce planning, for example. Jezebel Southard, a senior HR strategist at Meta and author, explained in her November 2025 article, The Augmented Workforce, that AI is redefining how companies like Google and Amazon align people and skills to strategic goals, predicting talent gaps with 90% accuracy. However, it's still human leaders like Satya Nadella who craft the vision, define corporate culture, and make the crucial, nuanced decisions about employee well-being and long-term innovation. AI can model potential outcomes for a new product launch, but it can't provide the empathy or intuitive leaps needed to navigate complex organizational dynamics or ethical dilemmas, such as the social impact of new technologies. This means that while AI handles the quantitative, repetitive tasks, the human elements of vision, emotional intelligence, and ethical leadership become even more valuable. This brings us to a crucial point: why your soft skills are now becoming hard cash. What if your soft skills, things like empathy, critical judgment, and adaptive problem solving, are rapidly becoming the most valuable assets in the AI-driven economy? In February 2026, tech visionary Dominik Tomasevic, CEO of NordCloud, emphatically confirmed that the primary obstacle to effective enterprise AI adoption isn't a technical one, but the profound inability of large language models to understand implicit, unwritten organizational knowledge and context, what he compellingly termed missing meaning. This crucial gap means the informal check-ins, the nuanced mentoring relationships between senior and junior staff, and the unique, uncodified culture you foster within your team, which Michael Anton, VP of People Strategy at Huper, emphasizes as the real people work, remain distinctly human bottlenecks. The Albers School of Business and Economics at Seattle University, in their groundbreaking 2026 Future of Work report, stressed that strategic leadership fundamentally requires human qualities AI simply lacks, such as ethical reasoning and the capacity for genuine innovation. AI systems can sift through terabytes of data at lightning speed, spotting intricate patterns no human analyst could, but they cannot determine what truly matters in a complex human situation. They can't grasp the subtle, unspoken dynamics of a high-performing team, nor can they anticipate truly novel, unprecedented challenges, like navigating a global pandemic or a sudden market disruption. As Tomasevic highlights, AI struggles with this deep-seated context and human intuition. This isn't just theory. It means your best employees, especially those with deep implicit knowledge garnered over decades and highly developed human-centered skills, are more irreplaceable than ever. This is the payoff, the revelation you've been waiting for. The very soft skills, once undervalued, are now hard cash, the ultimate competitive advantage AI cannot replicate. This indispensable human element is what will truly drive profit and innovation in the AI age, as companies like Microsoft and Google increasingly emphasize human-AI collaboration over full automation. So what does all of this mean for us in 2026? It means the real bottleneck isn't the AI's capabilities, but our own human capacity to integrate, lead, and adapt. Companies like Claritas, through their Chief AI Officer Rex Briggs, are seeing that we're in Gartner's trough of disillusionment, not because the tech failed, but because we're realizing the deep, implicit knowledge and cultural shifts required. Mariel Peralta CRHA isn't wrong. The 91% of companies facing cultural challenges aren't dealing with a tech problem, but a people problem. Your value isn't in what you can automate, but in the uniquely human understanding, judgment, and connection that AI can only augment, never replace. Have you personally encountered a situation where a supposed AI solution hit a wall because of implicit knowledge or a cultural hurdle within your organization? Drop your story in the comments below. If you're navigating this evolving landscape, subscribe for more insights into how to leverage these shifts. And if you're looking to understand the financial implications of AI adoption for businesses, you'll want to watch my deep dive into how large language models are actually impacting corporate valuations in 2026.